코로나 사태가 좀 심각해지고 있고
밖에 나가기가 좀 힘든 상황인데
안 나갑니다. 안 나가요.
It's going well for me. It's been going like the same as 5 years. I've been isolated for 5 years, so it's okay for me.
부득이하게 이제 나가게 되면
손 잘 씻고
컴퓨터 많이 하실 수도 있으시니까 스트레칭이 굉장히 중요하거든요.
I'm really sad about this, and I hope we can meet as soon as best in many events.
저도 팬분들 앞에서 이렇게 경기를 하고 싶었는데
코로나가 이제 종식되면은 그때 이제 많이 직관 와주셨으면 좋겠네요.
라운드 오브 24 허리케인 남기우 태자 윤영석 스페셜 후안 로페즈 스태치 김대영 아프리카 TV 브레이크업 스튜디오 라이브 2020 GSL 시즌 1 코드 S 쇼다운.
Welcome back, everybody. It's time to start our second match. SpeCial has entered the building.
Literally, just barely.
Yeah, about a minute ago. So he gets to play his match.
Without any real warm-up, I would say.
Yep. Maybe that's how he likes it. Probably not. I don't think nobody likes it like that. But he'll be going up against Stats. Now, SpeCial has become such a strong player over the years. At times, he appears to be, especially in results, the best foreigner. We've seen this guy get top 4 in the entire world.
Yeah, he does well. I can't let the top foreigner stand though, because Cyril has had that, and before him.
No, I mean at times, Artosis, there were periods where he looked incredible. But all I'm saying is, don't count him out. He's got his hair poking up like he's a bird that's excited.
Well, he didn't get here early enough to get makeup and hair
That's what
done.
birds do when they're happy, Artosis.
I know. You see my hair do that all the time.
Right.
Why do you think
see
they put a
TaeJa,
faux hawk
you go,
on
brr, tasteless. So now we got to see how he's going to perform here now. I think, although Juan has had really good placings in tournaments, it's not like he's won a GSL. We're still waiting for that, you know. So yeah, let's see how he does. But he's against Stats, who is the defensive Protoss of all the Protosses.
Yeah, he is. And, you know, historically, actually, Juan has done pretty well against Stats. So I think that this match is closer than people are probably thinking, because I think a lot of people just look at things on paper, and they're like, oh, it's Stats, and they just think of all the great things Stats has ever done.
Yeah.
But he's not like an invincible PvT god. There's certain ways that you can play against him, and Juan knows about those ways. Bigger attacks do well against Stats, lots of Liberators and things like that. But I don't know. Let's see how this goes. I hope that SpeCial can show us what he's made of here.
Let's find out what happens. He has just entered the building. No time to do a warm-up game or anything like that. Eternal Empire will be our first map. The winner goes on to face off against Hurricane. SpeCial versus Stats. Game 1 starts now.
전투 준비 완료. 퍼포먼스로 앞서가다 LG 울트라 기어와 넘버원 에너지 드링크 핫식스가 이번 전투를 지원한다고. 스페셜 후안 로페즈.
Focus, determination,
yes,
bravery.
아프리카 프레스 스태치
like bravery. Purity.
Yeah. Well.
Virtuosity.
Yeah. Okay.
So, generally speaking, Protosses can show that they can. There's a lot of ways to play the race, and usually the top tier Protoss players can play the widest range. But Stats is one of the few Protosses that has leaned into reactive and defensive play and had success historically. It doesn't mean he's going to do it this time around, but Stats was somebody who really showed you could pretty much watch what the Terran's doing in this case and kind of scout and defend and tack up, and then get into a good spot in the late game and win.
For the most part, yeah. Yeah.
And so
he
we'll
kind
see.
of
We'll see if
blocks all the cheesy, aggressive things that player might do.
And in that sense, he plays a lot like the way we stereotype a lot of Terrans tend to play, which is kind of cool to see. You know, where you get somebody like Parting, who's on the complete opposite of that.
Yeah,
Who was doing a lot of aggressive attacks, a lot of crazy all-ins.
Well, I think it's part of the reason why stats fluctuates quite a bit. Well, really, a lot of Protoss players in general. We don't have too many Protoss players that are always delivering through different metas. A lot of times people go up and down. I think maybe one of the closest opposites you can see that is Hero, who's now in the military. But for instance, I thought that was one of the coolest things. It's anytime Protoss is in trouble, Hero is doing well. Anytime Protoss is doing pretty well, Stats is doing well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's very funny how that works.
Yeah, it's like when the meta shifts into an unfavorable position, you want aggressive Protosses. And then when the meta's like pretty solved, I guess is a better way to put this. That's where Stats really comes in and shows his strength, where he's like, oh no, I know how to tread all these lines perfectly and get into a very fine middle of the game and late game. All that being said, I'm not sure exactly what he's going to want to try out here. An Oracle, obviously, we see, but like, is he going to be going into Colossus tech? He is a guy that definitely does like Colossus tech.
Sure.
So I wouldn't be surprised about that. A Cyclone coming up here for SpeCial. Oh yeah, and I wonder if there's any chance that we end up seeing mech out of him.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe, maybe.
Well,
one thing we should point out as well is a lot of the Korean players actually consider Juan to be a Korean player. This is not like an ethnic thing. This is just Juan's basically always in Korea.
Yeah, yeah.
And so he's playing with the Koreans.
Wow. He got 3 kills with that.
Yeah, that's
Reaper.
Pretty insane.
I'm going to show up to work late. I'm going to be the greatest cast of my life. Show up for set 2?
Yeah, just right when the show starts.
3 probes. That's crazy. But yeah, go ahead. Say what you're
no,
saying.
I was going to say, you know, a lot of the Korean players refer to him as another Korean player because he plays on the Korean ladder all day in Korea, trains with a lot of the other players in the tournament. And so, you know, if he's been out here for, how long has he been out here for, actually? I'm not sure.
He came out briefly at the beginning of StarCraft 2 about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Joined TSL for a little bit, got a bit homesick, went home, and eventually he came back out to join Team 8. He had to go back for a little bit, but then he eventually moved out here pretty full-time.
Is it like 5? It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Long time.
I'm used to.
He's been in and out of the
thinking
country
him as
for
being
10 years.
on the other side of town.
Yeah.
And so, you know, if you've been out here for that long and you're playing with that many people, there becomes a point in time where I think a lot of the Koreans say there's no point in referring to the guy as a foreign player. It's not like he's, you know, ethnicity doesn't really play a role in this regard, right? It's like, well, he
your
just plays with
style
us.
is a better way to speak of it.
A lot of times the Korean players will say they think of him as just another one of the Korean players that just another GSL Korean scene player. And I think a lot of Juan's style reflects that, by the way.
Yes,
he looks like a robust, strong Terran.
Yeah, and he's kind of got the speed, and he's got the Korean meta game that he plays in.
Yeah,
he is going mech here, which I want to talk about as well. But yeah, that's always what you were saying is always the way that Juan's been. Like, you know, I met him, I don't even know how long ago now. When he was a little kid, he was like
I think we first
something.
met him at the same time. We met him in Chengdu in China.
Yeah, that's where we met him in person, but I'm talking like I played Brood War with him like a million years ago. And he was always copying the Korean meta, which is like how I knew he would be good.
Yeah.
But he's continued on that course, and his TY is basically one of his very best friends, and he plays with a lot, talks to a lot, and all that. So that's why I was wondering if he'd be going mech here, and he is going mech. So that's really exciting because I think first off, mech is a good thing to go into if your opponent has gone Phoenixes. The Phoenixes I think are not any good against mech really. They're not really going to serve any purpose here.
Yeah.
And you see that Stats is going to Colossus Tech now. And we were talking about this the other night, right? It was TY against Deer, right?
Sure.
Where Deer was going Colossus, and it just wasn't working. The Colossus doesn't really add a lot against mech either. So I'm liking this position right now, and it's very cool to see that that he's going for this mech style.
Oh, nice kill on the Raven, though. That's pretty sick.
That was nice.
You know, the Raven's pretty important for... wait, I'm
oh, my God. He started stim as those flew in, and Stats never got vision of the
That's so
factories.
funny. If you look at the way, the way the blind spot is arranged, hold on, he's going to see it now. Okay. I was like, wow, that is like the perfect storm of just disinformation.
Yeah. And in fact, it's not just mech. Okay, so this is a different style than what we saw.
This is a hybrid,
use.
my friend.
Yeah, and that's actually...
I thought he was going to cancel the stim after he got chased out, but no.
Yeah, this is actually a hybrid style that TY was screwing with for the last couple of years, and we don't see it all that often, but generally it's very tank heavy. He actually opened with Cyclones at first, but generally it turns into a very tank heavy bio push. I think that's what we'll end up seeing after that initial set. Like, it looks like the Hellions might have been made just for some harassment, and then the Cyclones for some defensive purposes.
Yeah.
But yeah, generally what we end up seeing, again, is like maybe 10 siege tanks, 12 siege tanks, a bunch of Marine Marauder medevac. So very cool to see. Very different style.
That Raven that we saw get picked off earlier, a lot of times that's helpful for disabling a Colossus, for instance. So that was a good snipe we had back there. But this is funny because, you know, Stats is the ultimate reactive player, but let's see if he can really react well to this.
Yeah.
Because this is a very, this takes a very nuanced approach. It's not like you're trying to stop this unit comp or that unit comp.
Yeah. Well, I think he's actually reacting a lot better than what I saw from Deer, for instance. I love the double Nexus. I think that when you see your opponents going mech, you automatically know that their push is slower, and it should be more cost efficient. So what you need to do to counter that is to kind of build your economy really, really quickly so that you're going to have those extra units, and they can't really punish you well during that time. So I think that Stats is doing the appropriate move here, and we're going to need to see him add on, you know, more robos and a ton of gateways.
Well, you know, with the Storm ready, Blink coming, it looks like we're going to halt any more Colossus production, but there's Archons being made and everything else. I mean, Stats seems like he should be ready to hold this. I've always been impressed with the fact that Stats really just wants to stick with this style. He actually plays like he's the Zerg.
Yeah, kind of.
It's pretty funny, you know. He's just, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that we see certain character traits come out. Now, I think with looking at SpeCial's playstyle here, and I think this is certainly him taking a page from TY's approach.
Yeah.
But you never know. These two guys are close enough that could, you know, this could have been a
goes
collaborative meta.
Sure. Well, it's different from what we saw against Deer from TY.
Yeah.
Too, so.
Now, hold on. We got the push coming here, and I want to see how well Stats can handle this. SpeCial is setting up the initial drop to draw some forces away while the push comes through here on the 5th. And actually, this is going to unpower like everything as far as upgrades go. The Nexus is pretty vulnerable. There's Phoenixes here that are not... Okay, hold on. We
Look
need
at
to
this,
see
man.
Stats
Like,
is paralyzed right now.
Well, what are you going to do? You're going to attack in with your Archon Colossus against 12 sieged tanks? I don't think so.
Yeah, well, here we go.
He's going to lose all that.
Well, hold on. These Zealots are going to come in here from behind, and this is a lot of siege tank shots that are being drawn away that are allowing these Archons to continue to do so much damage over here. The tanks are finally under fire, and the Phoenix is picking up the last remaining tanks. A masterful attack in here by Stats. I never thought that was going to go as well as it did.
Oh, I didn't either. That
Phenomenal.
Zealot flank was just awesome, and now he actually gets through and kills off the rest of the army.
Oh my God.
Wow. I was very excited about that attack from SpeCial, but Stats able to pull it together there.
The Stats, I mean, had those Zealots not come from underneath.
Oh yeah, the frontal attack would not have done anything
Yeah, I was like, this is 5 Archons against just siege tanks and Stim Marines.
Yeah.
But you know, the AI, it targets those Zealots because they're right in front of the Marines, and that allows the Archon shots with their splash to get off. Right when it looks like maybe a siege tank or two can pick off an Archon, the Phoenixes come in and scoop up the tanks.
Yeah.
And what looked to be, I thought it was actually going to be a very long and dramatic game, and we certainly got to the late game situation, and then Stats just suplexed him.
you know, that style, I'm still excited about it, but I feel like I've never seen it win. That massive siege tank push.
I don't feel
it feels
like we see it
Protoss
win, right?
breaks it just barely every time.
I feel like a lot of times we go, oh, cool, and then
Yeah.
it doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely TaeJa vu.
Let's make
right
those
now.
sounds together, right? Oh, man. Oh, I like this. And then it dies. Wow. Protoss wins. Game 2 on Nightshade is ready. Special for stats continues on.
전투 준비 완료. 스페셜 후안 로페즈. 아프리카 프렉스 스태치 김대영.
He's bouncing.
Yeah. And I gotta tell you, Special looked pretty intense there.
Yeah.
I think he's unhappy with that loss.
Well, I'm trying to figure out if he just attacked the wrong angle or what. I mean, it seemed like everything was actually going perfectly, but I guess it shows why he's such a good player, Stats is, because Stats didn't move, took a couple losses here and there and said, no, I'm going to do this perfectly. I'm not just going to fight him when he gets over here. I'll let him siege up, whatever. We need to get Zealots out. I need to stop this drop. But this game, we have SpeCial really seizing control of the actions of Protoss by planting an engineering bay here over at the natural. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this before, but if you're confused by it, you can cancel the E-bay. You're still blocking their nexus. You can cancel, you're not losing that much.
Yeah.
It's a very smart way to play, and it does limit the options for Stats, and I guess we'll have to see what kind of game SpeCial wants to play from here and how Stats reacts.
Yeah, it's very nice because Stats doesn't even see it till he has like 380 minerals or so. So his whole build is just not really optimized anymore.
Right.
And obviously it takes away optimization from SpeCial's build because he's building an engineering bay that doesn't really need.
Right.
But the thing is, he planned for this. Stats did not.
Right. And
So that just, it makes it, I love moves like this in a tournament.
well, especially if you're going up against somebody like Stats, who's known as just trying to react to everything in the mid-game, to try to get in there in the early game and interrupt some stuff. Maybe this changes some timings. I don't know. The math would obviously be very fine-tuned for that, but, you know, you get your workers out so quickly in StarCraft 2 that to delay that like that can be kind of annoying.
Yeah.
And certainly disruptive to the progress you're making. And of course, we see the command center is going to finish far before the Nexus will.
So, another gateways.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. You know what he's going to do? I think he's just going to go like 3-gate and just attack. Remember there was this small period of time when Classic had like a 97% win rate in PvT, and he was just going 3 gates kind of early and like making a very peculiar amount of units. And the thing is, all the Terrans were getting like kind of aggressive early game, so he would just like smash it and win. And so we were like, whoa, Classic versus Maru is going to be great. And then, yeah, and then Maru's like, nah, it's not.
Stop that. Now, he sees the pylon out here, which you see the pylon that's telegraphing that Protoss wants to have some action on the map here pretty early on. But, yeah, let's see how this goes.
Well, there's a bunker up already. We'll see now that got scouted. Okay, he is going to go ahead and make some more depths.
Okay, the Reaper's coming forward here.
I love how good people are with their grenades.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. It's pretty cool how well people have that as a zoning device. It's the same Reaper from game 1. He's got 3 notches on his arm tattooed there.
Well, he tries to, but then they all heal. Okay, so actually Shade's in here. How much is he
actually
gonna
terrible.
get done?
It's not doing anywhere near as much damage.
Yeah,
4
right?
SCVs is probably not enough. It looks like he'll get these 2 out, though, but...
Okay, so he gets like 4 SCVs and loses 3 Adepts. And the thing is, his tech is a little bit slower because of that, right? His third base is going to be a bit slower, too. Yeah, I don't think that really That wasn't what he was looking to do. He can't be happy with the results of that, Tasteless.
Well, let's see how the rest of the game goes. He's usually... One of the things that's funny about Stats is we don't see him do a lot of aggressive plays like that. And when you see players with aggressive plays like that, like, you know, you mentioned Classic earlier, but he was a really good example of somebody who would just always dunk.
Oh, yeah.
On his opponent when he'd get in there and do damage. It's kind of funny to see Stats do it and it doesn't go as well. I guess it's not really his forte.
Yeah.
I don't want to typecast him too much and put these guys in different roles.
It's somewhat right, though.
But you do see this,
It's at least somewhat correct.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're right. Like, the thing is, everyone has a little bit more range. Like, he has a little bit more range than what we're saying, but it's...
Sometimes
we've been saying this for years, that if he would just learn Haas's builds and just roll a die and do them every now and then, he'd be the best player in the world, man, for sure. But, yeah, I mean, that attack doesn't really end up doing very much. We'll see how he tries to pull out, but he is taking the third base. He is getting up here to maybe do some blink harassment, but I think that SpeCial's not likely to take damage anywhere.
He's going to try to pin him here. I don't think he's going to actually blink up there. You know, it would be great, actually, with the Raven going across the map to chuck an auto turret is he went and caught that Raven. That'd probably be better usage of Blink.
So look at this. He's hitting the bunker, and you might be wondering, why did all the units go up? Well, he's afraid that there could be a blink into his main, so he's playing very carefully against that.
If all the units are down there, then you do blink up into the main. Here comes the Raven. Now, we see the auto turrets are going to come here.
Yeah, very annoying right there.
That's so funny.
Well,
oh my God, the balls. I just can't even believe it.
Oh my God, the balls.
The balls.
Well, he loses several stalkers there. This is not going so well for Stats right now.
Yeah.
The auto turret got 3 probes as well. That's really reasonable for an auto turret.
Yeah. This is going to be one of these games, I think, where it's not going to be one big moment. It's going to be many small moments to show how somebody lost this. Now, SpeCial, it's funny because now the second time he comes in, he actually does deny, in this case, concussive shells.
Do you think he had his fingers crossed that that was stim?
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, he doesn't know what it is, right?
Well, now he knows it's not stim because special stim against him.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm sure he was hoping that, because if it's stim, then it's like,
he's like, all right, I got it.
That's where we look over at the Protoss player, and he's playing from a lawn chair.
Oh my God.
Now, yeah, but I do think that overall, there's actually been a couple L's here for Stats, you know? He's definitely taken some hits here and there.
This has not been a great opener.
Yeah, but it's also not the opener we're used to seeing him do.
Yeah, he's tried to mix in a bit more aggression. And now we have SpeCial actually coming across the map. He's up 20 army supply, and there is a good 10 army supply flying into his base right now. So,
yeah,
I mean, maybe this Prism does a ton of damage. It definitely looks like it could.
Hold up. This is really important, this attack over here. There's not any splash damage for Protoss. He is going to get rolled.
Yeah. But the Zots are doing something across the map, so we're going to have to just see where that ends up.
Yeah.
Like maybe Stats, I think he's going to take so much. Look at this, he's actually getting out of there now.
Well, this push isn't going to be stopped, I don't think.
Yeah.
GG, SpeCial takes game 2, and we're tied up 1-1.
Right. I want to say a better game from SpeCial. You can tell he's much happier about that one. But also Stats played like a little bit off-brand there.
Yeah, that was
a little
like
bit of Sam's choice.
That was. He was a little. What's the off colas, like Diet Right or whatever?
Dude. Mountain Lightning,
Mr. Pepper,
is that
or whatever,
what it's called?
instead of Dr. Pepper. Mountain Lightning, I think, is another one.
Yeah.
He wasn't like Cheerios. He was like, what's the bottom bag one? The one that looks like
it's the one that doesn't even come in a box.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what it's called.
He was not. That was not the normal Stats we have. That was like a counterfeit ripoff Stats. Falls apart after a week of wear.
Yeah.
That was.
We ordered that Stats game from AliExpress.
Let's see how game 3 goes.
스페셜 후안 로페즈. 아프리카 프렉스 스태치 김대영.
You remember when Jurassic Park came out? Still a great movie to this day, but the movie had so much success that then there were other movies about dinosaur theme parks coming out, usually made for TV.
Like Jurassic Park 2?
Yeah. No, but I mean, it was just like another. Someone's like, I'm gonna make that too. No.
Yeah, that's what they do.
That already happened.
And
don't do it again.
Yeah, no, they did that. Do you remember when Twister came out? Then there was a bunch of hurricane movies.
Yes.
And tornado movies, and then like, yeah, this has happened so many times with so many different movie sets. Like there was a Summer of Only Zombie Movies. And
oh God, yeah.
A Summer of Only Asteroids Hitting Earth, and all this stuff.
There was a period where there was 2 movies about volcanoes erupting in the United States.
Yes, yes.
Like, we never needed 2 of these ever.
Well, you know, Hollywood is just so smart with their infinite wisdom on how to make really high-quality content, such as all of the superhero movies.
So
that
bad,
it's really beautiful to see the gaming industry follow suit and make nothing but battle royales and auto battlers.
Dude, it's just they all just copy each other and just proliferate more trash.
Yeah, it's like, hey, look at that.
Yeah.
this makes money. I'm going to do something that
let's do what those guys did. Probably, by the way, it's already too late, but let's do what those guys did.
Yeah.
And alter it slightly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's.
I can't believe this guy's sitting here.
Oh my God! Now this is
cheesiest thing.
Now we're talking about crap products, but this. Let me tell you something. This is from the farmer's market. This build right here. This is fresh from the farmer's market.
Yeah.
Juanito has grown this.
Dude, this is so
He's
dangerous.
there with his farmer hat
There's a
on.
Reaper jump spot just above it.
No, it's fine. This is a good play. Yeah, the Adept doesn't give like that extra millimeter of vision to see it.
He's just going to walk mines in, isn't he? Or is it going to be Hellions?
Hold on. Oh, he's like, I'll just patrol here. This is cage-free.
I want him to make a reactor with it now. Imagine that.
Look at this. He's going to make Hellions, too. Okay.
Dude, if he makes 2 Hellions, just runs them in.
Yeah. Look at young Juanito. This is like you go deep into his hometown, right? And he's made it just his own way. He's added his own spices.
Yeah.
Generations upon generations have been working on this recipe. Okay.
Well, we'll see if he passes this down to his offspring after it kills stats, because
this is just a great opening here.
I can't even believe that this is what we're seeing. This is too funny for me. Stats, I'm just going to stare at his face now.
This is, this happens to everybody on all levels of play where you get a building in your base and go, okay, yeah, I know I'm supposed to look for that, but after a while I kind of stop because nobody does it. Here we go! Stats, by the way, did not even raise an eyebrow.
Wow, that's a quick drop.
Yeah, he's like, oh, okay, you're a real scumbag.
Dude, 4 probes already. This is not bad at all.
Yeah, I kind of feel like he should be getting more, but I guess the damage is just being distributed in kind of a funny way. Now here comes a little whittle mine. Oh, okay. Hey, 8 kills total now.
Yeah, you cannot scoff at that. That is a lot of damage for so early in the game.
To scoff, certainly not.
No. I wanted to scoff, but then he got so many kills, I'm like, can't do that anymore.
No, you cannot. Kind of a funny spot for Stats to be in. He's going to be on 3 Nexuses. This is just now starting here.
The damage ain't done tasteless.
This is like you've already invested so much into this, and now you don't have the resources to really keep this all stable.
Yeah.
You know?
There's a Banshee coming. More barracks.
Stats also got a pool built in his backyard. It's like, oh. You can't afford this.
No, you can't afford it at all. It never really finishes construction.
Yeah, it's just a hole in his backyard that fills up with mud and stuff when it rains.
Yeah, and the mosquitoes breed in there.
Yeah, and then you can't even use your backyard.
Yeah. Sadness.
Yeah. Now, things are all lining up here for SpeCial. I mean, he's in great shape. He does have a battery here, so it'll be harder for this Banshee to get the kills needs to. Stats' building placement has always been a little bit of an obstacle for him to even get back here and defend his own workers. So he's going to just move to I think he was hoping for greener pastures here, but not going to happen. This actually doesn't do any damage.
Yeah, it doesn't really do much anything. In the meantime, SpeCial just creating Marauders and Marines right now. Getting his upgrades rolling. Stats adding a lot of gates. He's got his probe count going back up. No forges or anything. You know, you have to skip some things. You can't just play exactly the same way.
Yeah, or you will lose.
Yeah, if you play exactly the same way and that worked, then what a terrible game this would be.
Then you were already way better than your opponent. Good for you.
Why are you trying so hard then? That's the real question. Have you ever heard of conserving energy? Come on.
Now the Forge is coming, albeit late. He's going to get the gateways out first. I think he's trying to anticipate an attack coming here.
Yeah.
One that would be, at least one of the features of it is that it would get in there before your upgrades are done. So he's just going to delay the upgrades anyways and get production out first and foremost.
Yeah, looks like this medevac wants to go out to get some mines made out of that new.
And he needs to turn around right away.
Oh. Whoa, he made it. Look at that.
Yeah, nicely done. And there's no reason to not continue to just produce mines there. By the way, Combat Shields is done, so we may see Terran come out on the map. Actually, hold on. Stim's going to be finished, and then he'll come out.
+1 as well. Stats, I mean, he's making a reasonable army at the moment. No upgrades, though, don't forget. The +1 attack is going to finish up here for SpeCial, so his army is definitely going to be a bit better. But, you know, if you take the fight right, you have a chance here as stats.
Okay, good thing he's able to pick these up and move them elsewhere. The army's going to come down here. It looks like he's going to try to save this reactor. There's not an easy spot to push from here, though. There's a lot of surface area you have to navigate. Okay, he actually does not save the reactor, though. So now Stats knows the position of SpeCial's army. Quite far away, unless he decides to drop into the main, which seems like it might be all too predictable, but we'll see. We'll see what Stats wants to do.
Is that medevac up there in the top right? Yeah, that has 4 mines in it, so let's see what that does.
Wait.
And then none of them hit.
Okay.
It's just too fast. Well, that was a great idea, but
when I saw him
drop
doing it,
in the
I
right
thought
place.
for sure this is going to work.
Yeah.
Or he wouldn't do it at all.
If they had drilling claws, man, no problem. Well, that thing right. If he had caught that, that would have been game, I think. But he didn't, and now he has to feel pain.
Now he has to feel pain.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not too much pain, though.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of pain. Stub toe pain.
Here comes the drop now. We don't know if Stats is going to catch us in time. He does. He pulls the probes away, dives in, does not kill the medevac in what has been a bumpy engagement so far.
Okay, so doesn't really do anything with that, to be honest.
And I mean, that's...
Loses everything trying it.
Stats is staying patient here on the high ground.
He can't go up that ramp anymore.
No, I don't think so.
No, he has to back up. There's
That's
2
enough
shield
force
batteries.
fields.
Look, he's adding 2 more shield batteries. Do you need that, do you think? Oh, he pulled SCVs? Are those the boys? That line is too big. That has to be the boys.
That has to be the boys.
The boys are on their way.
Yeah. Here we are.
All right, here come the boys.
Force fields come down. This arc right now for the Stalkers is pretty good. Shield batteries are healing up. There's still 2 more Immortals here, but I think one's going to go down.
There's a lot of Marines here. The rest of the boys get out into the front, but yeah, those additional shield batteries really doing a lot of work right now.
I don't know if
we're down to almost
though.
Only Stalkers, though, and this Marine DPS is so high right now.
He's still healing up. Probes are now pulled. The damage is still being dealt here in the main. 35 SCVs killed and the 20 probes killed in this attack. Good blinking away from some of those Widow mines, but has the damage already been done? The CC in the main has gone down.
Oh my god, he's going to unpower a couple of those.
Stats knows he just has to hang on. There's only 11 SCVs in this game right now.
Don't forget, he still has a couple Nexuses mining full on.
Very true.
I think he's going to be able to hold this.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much energy's on these medevacs either, but there's been a lot of healing here. Eventually that's going to run out.
Stats cannot be losing these Stalkers, though.
Oh, it's so
this
close.
This is really the backbone of his army.
So
a couple more Zealots being warped in. Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's down to 3 SCVs. He just has to hold up the attack. He's to run. Run!
Those Stalkers are so red, tasteless.
Oh man, okay, he's got to be careful to avoid the minefield that's over there.
Oh, this is a crazy game right now. That mule is not mining, no!
He's gonna unpower the Robo and this one gate. He's separated from back home. There's an Archon and an Immortal here.
Okay, a good EMP, but that's not going to be enough.
GG, Stats takes it.
Well, that was
Cool.
a wild ending to that series.
Cool match. Look at, you can see.
You can see the smile on his face.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, okay, so that got really close there at the end. Just barely able to kill him off there. Whew.
Great game.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good series.
Well, Stats goes on to the winners match. So we've got a great PvP coming up next.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Now we have PvP and TVT.
Yep.
Okay.
Time for the mirror matchups.
Yeah, hard to say how the PvP will go.
Yeah.
I'm excited about the TVT, though, actually.
Sure.
I think that's going to be fun to see SpeCial versus TaeJa,
I
see
think
how that
SpeCial
goes.
should be slightly favored there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's just one of the top Terrans in the world for sure.
Yeah.
So can TaeJa fight against that?
We're going to go to a short break. When we come back, our third best of three. Don't go away.